I would describe my style and design work as modern classic. Being based in California, there's kind of a mix of genres here that really are impactful, from Mediterranean and Spanish influences in the architecture to mid-century modern, which I love, and always a touch of Hollywood glamour. I like to say it's modern classic because I do a range of styles from really contemporary, but always with a lot of warmth and a lot of texture, and then a traditional home, but it's going to be modernized and freshened up and very clean. Glamorous and sophisticated, but really livable and with a casual elegance. So that to me kind of brings back that modern classic feeling that I'm going for, that is just really timeless. I'm Erin Valencic, better known as Erin V, from Erin V Design Group. We're a luxury design firm based in Los Angeles with projects all over the country. This project is in the hills of Santa Barbara. It's called the Mission Canyon area. Has just absolutely stunning ocean views set up here, perched above this beautiful canyon. I've been living here the last few years and just really love the climate and the ability to just have the home completely wrapped in nature. The beautiful mountains in the back, the canyons that you can look out to, and then of course the ocean and all the garden, big windows, indoor, outdoor living, you know, California at its best. So when I found this house, it was really outdated. I really wanted to open it up and then just proceeded to kind of redo almost everything about the house. The vibe that I wanted to create was a feeling of homes in Ibiza, like in coastal Spain. So sun-kissed, ocean-worn woods, handmade plasters, that classic Mediterranean garden, right? So I used a lot of rosemary, a lot of lavender, a lot of agave, a lot of succulents. So we cut garden area away, cut planting beds away from the home, and layer from tall to short away from the house with plant material, and let it be natural, you know, let it be curvy. It doesn't need to be these straight, hard lines. So another major change that I made as you enter this home is utilizing the existing kind of planting bed that had been there from the 70s. The roof kind of was cut out and had this skylight over this planting bed that you passed by to the front door. And so when I moved the front door and enclosed that entry, I wanted to keep that as a beautiful garden space. So we cut the roof open a little bit more as we were making those roofline adjustments. Had this beautiful garden, and I wanted just solid windows there. And that was one of my favorite architectural moves for this project, was just that big expanse of glass right to the garden. And then as you enter the living room, dining room, we changed to a really beautiful wide plank, white oak flooring. I think when you're doing those open spaces, it's really important to have your flooring transitions be very seamless in color tone. So I very purposely chose this tumbled noche travertine to coordinate with my really beautiful light oak flooring, so that it didn't feel jarring and hard transition-wise, since it was just a really pretty arch. This living space had this gorgeous existing fireplace from the 70s, and I loved it. I think dining next to a fireplace is so cool. It has that warmth, that cozy feeling, those great vibes. It encourages you to linger at the dining table when there's natural fire kind of glistening in the background. And then to contrast that heavily beautiful traditional handmade looking stone, I went with a really, really sleek light fixture. These kind of nano singular tubes were that nice juxtaposition of old world, handmade, and very, very clean and contemporary. When I was redoing the floor plan for this house, I wanted to have a really natural flow from the entry right into the dining room, which is straight ahead of you as you enter in, and then to the living room. I tucked that slightly to the right. On the left side, you can see that ocean view. But ahead of you, you've got an incredible art TV. I am a huge fan of the Samsung Frame TV because it looks like art. The art is so important, and if you're gonna have a television in your room, it might as well be art 99% of its life when you're not watching TV. Big light neutral sofa. I think it's just so chic and timeless. opt for, performance fabric, because that's gonna make that sofa actually livable in your home. I went with darker tones and palettes to kind of contrast the light. And I think the art in here is really important as well. We've got these beautiful paintings by Link Tellen, who's a Chicago architect and artist. So off the dining room is this beautiful open kitchen. Windows and doors, obviously a key element of this design, letting you go right out to the garden. And I designed these custom wood windows to be a pass-through, so you can pull them open over the countertop where the bar stools are and set up drinks, snacks, food for indoor-outdoor entertaining. And for the design of this kitchen, I was really inspired by a beautiful space that I'd seen that Jake Arnold had done. And so having a base, literally a baseboard on the cabinets as opposed to a toe kick, just is one of those subtle design details that makes it from like, oh, that's nice, it's a kitchen, to like, wow, what a beautiful space. Floating island, still did the same beautiful, marble countertop on it, changed up the countertop edge so that the perimeter had its detail and the island was only a 3/4 with a polished edge, so it doesn't feel too matchy-matchy. If you're looking for a way to layer history, character, warmth into your space, a lot of people forget about the ceiling. They all think about, oh, the floors, right? Or some tile walls. In every single one of these rooms with this gorgeous wood ceiling, and it really does a lot of design work for you. Every room I use this same beautiful architectural black sconce. It's the Bruck wall mount sconce, and I love the up-down lighting. And then on the ceiling, because I had this great, sandblasted old pine wood ceiling, I did these really simple little black flush mount fixtures, and that contrast with the rough wood and that sleek little architectural black fixture that matched those sconces that you find in every single room in this home was really a winning combination. I mean, everybody that comes over is like, oh, these sconces, oh, these lights. I used Monogram appliances. I love their big range. The function is great, but I also wanted those brass handles to tie back with the brass and the Callista fixtures. For this home, I wanted the plumbing fixtures to be clean and to be contemporary, but to also have detail. And so I didn't want them to be just cold, modern fixtures. And what I love about these Callista fixtures particularly is they have just that. At a glance, they're very contemporary, but when you get closer to them, you notice all the subtle little details. For the kitchen, that juxtaposed faucet with the contrast finish pulled my black brass, material palette together perfectly. So a pot filler is a wonderful luxury item. A lot of times you can't just put something in a kitchen because it looks great, and so the functionality here is really nice. To the right, we have the guest bath and 2 bedrooms. In this little hallway, I created a nice little linen closet and then big, beautiful windows. Floor to ceiling, gorgeous windows that are the same in the bathroom, the hallway, and the kind of entry into the guest bedroom. All the windows in this whole house you'll see are stained a really light, natural, kind of taupey gray wood, coordinating with the flooring. And that is another key design element that I think really made this house warm and cozy, is all those beautiful wood windows and doors throughout. And then you get into the bathroom, and then you get to punctuate it with that black hardware and black light fixtures. So the guest bedroom was, funny enough, a room that had no view to the ocean. I mean, literally this beautiful window was a solid wall. The house actually had the bed, facing the living room originally. So you could stand in the living room and look down the hallway through 2 other rooms and see this 3rd bedroom. So one thing you'll notice here about my decorating for this space is really a soft light palette. Everything in this home is white cream upholstery, neutral woods accented with black metals. And the guest room design is really no different. I have used beautiful white shades from my Hartman and Forbes collection, which I'm really proud of, and I think they look really nice in here. They have a very beachy, kind of textured vibe that goes really well with the palette for the home. And then in these rooms, I also used a really chunky natural jute rug. This is just a really affordable rug, but it adds that nice underfoot kind of texture, beachy woven. And then when you place some more sophisticated clean furnishings on top, you get that nice contrast between the black light fixtures, the chunky jute rug, the beautiful clean contemporary bedside tables. And so I'm really happy with how this space turned out. So for the other side of the house, off the kitchen, we have the hallway, master suite, and mudroom. The bathroom originally for this master had been there where the closets were, right in the middle of the home. For me, bathrooms should have the best views and the best light because you spend a lot of your time, right? Morning and night in that space. I used the tumbled Peruvian cream travertine on the floor, which is the same kitchen floor material. So some of my favorite products from Callista I was able to bring into this project. The Central Park West collection was exactly what I wanted for the master bathroom here. It had the wall mount faucet, which I really love. And then the showering system here, it had that level of like traditional glamour that I needed, just that little dash of it in the bathroom, because otherwise the bathroom was very clean, very sleek, and I really wanted that as a layer. And I personally just love how unlacquered brass ages, because that brings in that, you know, dash of the handmade, the time-worn, the aged patina that the brass gets over time is really important, and I think really fit my, you know, vibe and aesthetic for this project. And then did a huge floating vanity. This is a custom design that I did. Kind of a cool takeaway tip here is I recessed the backsplash stone into the drywall. So you just see a little 1/4 inch of a reveal between the drywall and the backsplash. So I did add a huge window in the shower, but it looks out onto a private garden. I'd have to say that this house is probably one of the top faves that I've designed. It just feels great. It lives much bigger than it is, and I love seeing the garden in every single room. So this is really definitely one of my favorite projects.